One of my favourite instances in this game so far. Do you know anything about the man hanged in the back of the whirling in rags? Unfortunately, I don't, he shrugs. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement, but this affair has passed me by completely. And most of the locals? In Martinez, the union is the law, so can you really blame them? But you don't have a problem with cops? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets. He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics. So what about police women? I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. Racists and sexists. We're in a fantastic city here. Not to mention keeping the station tidy and the men fed and happy. I try to avoid voicing opinions on controversial topics. Let's just drop it. I know the kind, he says with a frown. Gaston here is the same. A weather vane. Never stood up for anything in his life either. Oh, Rene, he smiles wide and friendly. If you only knew life beyond confrontations, conflict, and extremities. Hey, Apache. I'm well, thanks. How are you? Welcome to the stream tonight. You seem to be playing in a crater. Yes, the man nods. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. Do you know what created it? I do, he nods, straightening his back. Fire from heavy artillery. Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire. But why? Why what? Why was heavy artillery used? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Wait, who are the communards again? Did you use artillery fire against them? Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly, too valiantly. So valiantly, we got licked, he adds, squeezing a boule in his fist. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda. What? And mad anarchist women, strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't know, and we lacked caliber, God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. Why shell them here in Martinez? Oh, look, I just have enough of this. This place is a damn beachhead, son, he says, pointing to the bay. They didn't do it because they didn't like it. They had to soften up the commies first. The beachhead? Yes, he nods, inspecting you with some disdain. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta, points to the northeast. Deathblow sounds grim. Shake your head and look down at the crater. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, he says, looking down at the soil. We're playing petanque on their mangled corpses. Blood Ground, the other one shakes his head. You got old Rene going there, like he isn't angry enough already. That explains the war damage. Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on this city before they stormed it. And it worked too. There is a strange gleam in his eyes. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. A dark shadow runs across his face, and now the Union Socialists are practically running the place. Can I just go? I've had enough of listening to these two, but there's no way out of this as far as I can see. Well, it's your own damn fault, the jolly man marks. You, we, the Coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still hold influence. You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... He stops mid-sentence and turns to you. What do you think? Sorry, I don't think. It's just I do. I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the Coalition. He isn't really paying attention to your words anymore. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honourable King Guillaume returned to Revachol, or even if that damn clown Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. I've got a right history lesson going on here. Yeah, damn this game. I only wanted to ask him what he was up to. Instead, all that is just holy and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere, foreign influence peddling garbage, and stupid music on the radio. He sighs. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This was what they wanted to replace the rule of suzerain with. Oh, no. You mentioned Guillaume. A true king in both blood and mind. Led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile. Drama. Success. Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him and he doesn't want to admit it. What exactly is the suzerain? Can conclude. The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? He then slowly nods and says to himself, they've forgotten already. All that for 5 XP. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened, when we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. Composure legendary. What is it about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud? I saw the statue of Philip III near the roundabout. Ah yes, King Philippe on his steed. A reminder what Revachol once was. Oh, absolutely. He smiles as if reliving the pleasant memory. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold. Cocaine? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had. Yeah, this is our senses, our drug addiction talking to us here. Oh, I just can't read any more of that mundane history lesson. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know if there was anything important in that, but we'll get it some other time if there was. I don't think I can click on that because I don't think I can go down to that level to look at the graffiti, so let's look at this instead. This coin-operated viewer has been banged up. Guy asleep down there. I can go pick his thing up. That's the bookshop. Oh, let's take a look at these. The roundabout to roundabout north to Cape Side Apartments. You seen this game then, Apache? You seen anything of it? What's that on the floor? Take all. It's a bag. A yellow plastic bag. Great. Now we can go and pick up rubbish for money. He's a drunk. Is this where we go rummaging through trash? What's this? Oh, some cash in there. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. I feel like there should be more stuff to, like, interact with and inspect, but it doesn't seem to be. I can't believe I threw those guys' balls into the sea. A splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. The sign of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. Kim, look, bullet holes. Where? He looks around, point to the chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. We're cops. We should solve it. There? He looks to the wall. Those are old. What do you mean, old? These bullets were fired during the revolution over half a century ago. They don't warrant investigation. Okay, what can you tell me about the revolution? Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go? Oh, I got some XP. What's my character skills like? I don't have any skill points to spend. Yeah, I feel like I'm stuck in this damn mystery. It's because I can't seem to cope with a corpse. I can't get close enough to the corpse to inspect it without throwing up. Broken window? Tibbs has windows. Is that another viewer? Ah. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 cents and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in. Leave. I might need that later. Enormous bulls worthy of a real map. Yeah, shame I can't pick those up, eh? Dead end? Surprisingly not. Oh wait, bottles? No, we've got trash. A cat. A lonely cormorant surveys the area, indifferent to your approach. What's with this boat? Oh, it's going to make me walk all the way down there? Not yet, it's not. Dead end? No, actually, a brickyard wall. This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. Why am I looking at this wall? We don't know. I'm not going to try a roll where it's almost guaranteed to fail. Nope. Okay, okay, that's on the side of the wall. Okay, I thought it was behind the building. Crane. Oh, hang on. Wait if I put the bag. I thought I picked a bag up. Tools. Bag in the hand. Right, so now, does that let me pick up bottles? That lets me pick up bottles. Okay. What's this? Take all? Plastic. All right. So we're just going to clean the place up. We're going to get some cash. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to dismantle it. Can I go in there? That doesn't even show up. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? Don't know if I can get up there. Take all. Hang on, there's another one. Can I get around? Oh, there's a door. Oh, wait. Hang on. Me walking around with a carrier bag makes me look like... knock. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. Knock again. Door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
This is the police. Open the door.
Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
But I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building.
Continue.
Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
I feel like this is another... Kim, tell her we're real police. Let's leave. We'll worry about it later. I'm going to gather some stuff up, go to the chemist, sell some rubbish. Actually, I can... What's that? Okay, cool. Just picking up stuff now. We've sort of left all the clues behind. I got unlucky on that last roll. I should probably have loaded the game back in before that bloody roll and re-attempted it. To fail a 72% chance roll is unfortunate, and I think that's got me stuck. A striking woman leans against the cabin top of a sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Okay, this is useful, because this is actually related to the murder then.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead in this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Yeah, he's carrying a bag full of trash.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat? Why, yes I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Does she have a name? The boat? No. It is called Cordelate 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a type of sloop. I don't need to ask that. I'll look stupid in front of her. How do you like it? My sloop? I like it a lot. Her lips curl into a wry smile. It's the eel's hips, baby. Like the dog's bollocks. Gonna save scum the game? I might. If I get stuck into situations like this, where I've wandered around for nearly 5 hours. Save scumming sounds like a good idea. Do you have a license for this boat? I think I have a handle on the boat thing. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What we do, I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent. So what do they do? The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. She points to the small dots on the horizon. See those airships there blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. Then to the east, toward the harbour. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms. The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes companies awarded royal monopolies by the king centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo tribes remain. You're in good company, it seems. Why, thank you. She does not register the real meaning of the remark. How much does the Wild Pines have, money-wise? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. That sounds like a lot. Failure, a billion? What exactly is a billion? The money I owe is so much less than that. Yes, past a certain point numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility. Or where does it get all the billions from? They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samarran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminoles and charted Lo Mantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation and madness have gone into this endeavour. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalising. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. I feel like there's too much information. I know I'm supposed to be a detective, but there is so much information in this game, and I feel like so much is over-information. But then I don't know, it might turn out to be very important, and it might be good XP. Tell me about the strike. Everything, she smiles, right up to but not including trade secrets. Wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets? What is your role in this? I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I rely on the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counter-offer. And how are the talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago after that awful lynching took place. So the union are on strike and they're not talking with Wild Pines. I've got to try and get this right because so much information has tried to go in tonight on this. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2.2 metre racist behemoth blocking the gates. I've met him. Tell us more about him. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. She pauses. A racist giant? I guess that's part of their big tent organisation now. How were the talks going before the lynching? Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived. When did you arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago, she thinks. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM. He looks at his notes. But the strike began in December. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I look after Mr. Gaumont. I took over... Sorry, am I not reading this properly? I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations. I think I've read so much text, I'm getting text blindness. So I think after this conversation, we'll probably sack it off there. Kim, this isn't the first time the union has gone on strike. Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time the demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. Hey, she's loaded. She might be able to lend me some money to pay my bill at the hotel. Medium success. Ludicrous even it's meant. What happened to this Gaumont? Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? She paused to compose herself. F off, midget. Gaumont is of short stature, you see. Okay then. Yes, keep in mind this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and it was more than fair with him and the union. What are their demands? There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board. Seems like they have no idea about business. In his defence, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Most of them probably don't know what that means. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs a signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Yeah, right. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they're also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery, but there's been no follow-up. It's the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags, a disastrous situation if ever there was one. Excuse me, Lieutenant looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about this lynching? Her reply comes quick. I first heard it from the boyer at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think it was Call Me Mañana? Reaction speed, this checks out. Does it? Really? The scabs at the gate, did you put them there? The scabs? She raises her brow. You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses to? Yes, those ones. Hey Pan, how's it going? I'm doing fine this fine evening, thanks for asking. Although, as you can probably hear, my voice is going a bit. We've had a 5-hour text adventure. My voice just broke there. Where there's been very little speech in this and a whole lot of dialogue. It's quite interesting. I feel a little bit lost with things at the moment, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. There's a lot more humour at the start. If they were organised by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least. Success. It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion. And the union boss, Mr. Clare. Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him is that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Really? Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. Is he that bad? He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his own twin brother, Edgar. Wait, there are two of him? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. What about the union itself, outside the brothers, Claire? Suck on a spoon of honey, it ought to soothe your throat. It's a good idea. I think we've got some honey in as well. I'll be trying that. The Debardeurs Union, Debardiers, I don't know what they are, was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. She adjusts her hair. Organised labour, at its best, as they say. And something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... How do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression. A mob, Kim butts in. The lieutenant says succinctly, the Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we're forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer, she nods. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. She turns to you. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see, she explains. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is an effective advocate for the rights of local working men? A giant leech sucking life out of Revachol? Basically a socialist mob? I'm going to go with a professional detective. I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. Of course, officer. One more thing. You said something happened in the elections. Hey, 5 XP. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work, ever. End of story. Some kind of extortion, probably? Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him. Thank you for your concern, madam. We'll be just fine. That's all I need here. Let's change the topic. Oh my god. There's more topics. I need water. You seem rich. Can I have some money? Trivial success is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? This is my hunch talking to me. Wait, why not? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. What lustrous hair. A well-kempt yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into permanent wave, late 40s style. Positively statuesque. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from cold. Her earlobes are red from cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible. So? Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. Yes, I don't think I'm likely to impress her very much. I need to change my clothes. You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too ashamed? As I should be for even considering it. This is a woman and I'm a man. I'm not sexist. I should make my own goddamn money by now. Ashamed? I'm ashamed. Yes, you're too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. These half-precious stones of eau de Nil. As I was saying, a voice breaks the silence and suddenly you're back again. Nearby, a seagull pecks at a piece of garbage. If there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Can I have some money? That's not going to go down well. I need to pay the bill. I don't think I can ask that. Tell me about the lynching. Quite a few things, I'm afraid, she says. Actually, she falls silent for a moment, contemplating something. Secret task complete. Interview the Wild Pines rep. I didn't even know that was a... I guess that's why it's a secret task. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Of course, madam. We should have introduced ourselves. The lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. Oh. I don't have my badge. I think I flushed it down the toilet in the nightclub. With the paperwork. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. He points to you, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice. How curious, she returns the lieutenant's badge and turns to you. Why is that, detective? Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it. I see. She looks increasingly worried. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life in the world. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Yes. I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh, dear. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember any... let's go. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life in this world. Oh, dear. She sighs with confusion, sadness even. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia? I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you'd gain by faking such a condition. As I said, madam, the lieutenant interjects, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. New task, Joyce's info on the lynching. We're getting there. Of course I sympathise, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. We go get the badge. Okay. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. How do I negotiate my way out of this? Suggestion 1. Then I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do. That's going to fail. I'm not even going to try. Of course, she grabs the mainstay and leans towards you. But before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. The situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us. I'm not going to ask her about the reality that we're in. That's just terrible. Asking anyone about the world and stuff is a bad idea, I'm sure. You seem smart. I don't want to do this. Say it. Can I have some money? She feels sympathy. I'm going to say it. Ka-ching. Let's see if this works. Voila. You're doing it. You seem rich. Can I have some money? Help me. I'm poor. I need money to keep living. Ah, yes, of course. I'm sad to hear that. She nods as if it's self-explanatory. How much do you need? Empathy, easy success. She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament that she's letting on? I'm not going to ask all this. I need 70 real. That's a reasonable sum. Not too small, not fantastically large. She reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. In it you see paper notes arranged like black gills. Money gained, plus 70. I can go and pay my bill at the hotel. She moves a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch. So, she returns the zip bag to her jacket. I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still. You bribed me, alright. I'm your little peony now. I'm still getting my head around this whole money concept. You're just helping me out. I'm going to say I'm one of the few honourable policemen and good men left in Reavershaw. You're right, madam, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemingly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct. Continue. Which you most certainly will do, she bows, then raises a single eyebrow in your direction. Now, how else can I help the RCM today besides supplementing its salaries? Thank you, that's all for now. Leave. End. Right, that was intense. I'm going to walk back. Let's have a look at this boat first, actually. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. There is a paint shop up there, I think. Whew. Talk about flipping intense conversations. Let's get back. Let's pick a few bottles up on the way. Pay my bill at that inn, because I only have until tonight to pay it, and then I'm in trouble. Is there not a quicker way of travelling about town? Footprints in the dust. That's locked, I think. Yeah, that means they're locked. I wish I could get about town a bit faster. What if I zoom out? Does that help? Didn't actually know I could zoom out this far. Oh, go back to the trash. I've got my trash to get. I can sell that. Yeah, we are reduced to picking up bottles to pay for stuff. That is so awkward to get my hand over. I am a tramp in the employment of the police force. Shame I can't pick those up. It's a bookshop. Okay. Wait a minute. There's loot everywhere here. Stop. I wish you could do like an area of effect loot. Oh, actually this isn't too bad. I'm going to go rummaging through a bin here. Oh, that worked okay. I thought that was going to cause an awkward conversation. Oh, there's loads.